Greetings, fellow Southern Cameroonians. I come today to you with a very special presentation regarding an out. Greetings, fellow Southern Cameroonians. I greet you wherever you are. Nami Capo Daniel, the chairman of PRAP, People's Right Advocacy Platform. Today, we want to have this presentation in response or in reaction to a presentation made by Okoro, which we have responded in our podcast, and we believe it is important that we address it head on with you. And I have told our people, I think I will switch to Pidgin. I don't talk for our people. Say there is a line to be drawn. If somebody is dead, there must be accountability. When life is lost, it doesn't matter who is the person who is dead. We must account truthfully. It's a humane thing to do, and it is a righteous thing to do. My religion, my belief in God, my dignity will not allow me to walk on blood of people. So when Henry Kemende is dead, we must have an inquiry to make sure that the truth is established, no matter if it is a common person. And that is what I've done throughout the struggle. And I've told our soldiers, if somebody is dead, there must be a truthful accountability, not just to maintain the respect of human sanctity, but it is the right thing to do as human beings. There can never be cover up when somebody is killed. We must investigate, get to the bottom of it, and make sure that people can take account. If there were some mistake made somewhere, there were oversight, adjustment will be made. So the issue of the Henry Kemende's death, which was brought up again by the CNA platform, which is an SDF leaning platform. We know that these platforms, they are not for separation, they are not advocating for right of self-determination, but they seek to use this struggle to promote their own political party agenda, which is normal. I don't have any problem with that. And they have influence, unfortunately, on us as well, just like we can have influence on them. But we are not enemies. So my brother who owns CNA, I salute you for your job, but this is why it is. So our country people, them, the issue for Kemende need to go away, and we must put the record straight. As I talk, if person die, blood spill for ground, we'll get that responsibility not just for ourselves, but also for God. Even for people that don't believe in God, where they believe in our tradition, our ancestors, them, when blood done shed, you must account for that blood truthfully. We don't work on top of people that blood. And then this one for Kemende again. Kemende be my friend, now my personal friend. For Christmas Day, Kemende make me sticker, a whole pile of that one. Christmas Day, he makes a sticker, send them for me with my picture for day. Now, strong fan for no corny talk. So people the way they trust me for ground zero. If tomorrow they die, when I go expect say I go shit down quiet. No, I must go to the bottom of it. So I go play the video for Okoro and I go address them directly so that I may know the truth. Because now a very important case this, we must make people that know the truth for which will happen so that they can make up their own mind. So I go confront the presentation of Okoro head on so that more people they know what really happened. Senator Kemende, where he come up for Balikumbat, na man where he don't win the heart of our people, win the respect of our people in more than one way and another, and he deserve to be respected, and the family deserve for know the truth. And we will be for Ambazonia, we will talk saying we represent our people, our population. What other service can we do other than accounting for something like this? So I go play the video for Okoro and we go address them as the video it play. So now the video this, make we watch them together.
That got to Bamenda and killed Barrister Kemende. And want to know? I will give you evidence very soon. Let me first of all visit Capo Daniel, who as soon as that thing happened at the time, came up with the following testimony. Listen.
So now Okoro that first thing we talk and they claim na say Senator Kemende, Henry Kemende Ngamsi, I like that name Ngamsi because I get some friend for Balikumba and Ngamsi, people when I'm a very close friend them. Ngamsi, Henry Kemende, say na Cameroon, there are military people them where they for now there are special unit then come up for on the can kill it. He even talk say now the Cameroon military then way they be key Martinez Zogo can key Henry Kemende and he gave proof. So me go hear what way they talk and then me go confront the accusation the way they make them head on. When I hear again, my play number 2 time.
Killed Martinez Zogo in Yaoundé that got to Bamenda and killed Barrister Kemende.
So they want Jomba Okoro na a journalist. So a journalist know which way they talk. You know if they talk like fool. Otherwise, you know just get no credibility. Jomba Okoro they talk say na the same people the way they key Martinez Zogo travel for Cameroon can for Bamenda can key Henry Kemende. Me go see the proof where you get them. Now the one a serious allegation where he talk say get he talk specifically. Say now the people the way they key Martinez Zogo can key Henry Kemende for Bamenda. Which proof? And he promised say he go put the proof later. Maybe we watch him.
And you want to know? I will give you evidence very soon.
So he promised say he go give evidence very soon. Evidence where Jomba Okoro promise say he go give him. Now say now the people them way they key Martinez Zogo, now they can key Henry Kemende, and he promise say he go give evidence at the end of the presentation. For those show now say no be person wey get credibility, no be person wey get honor. He did talk without any proof, make promises for the people wey no fit deliver them, and no be anybody wey people dey fit take way to he talk am seriously. Make we listen. Because at the end he no present any evidence. Now just blah blah blah. Una hear.
Let me first of all visit Capo Daniel, who as soon as that thing happened at the time, came up with the following testimony. Listen to it.
So this one, Jomba Okoro talk say, as soon as that Kemende killing happened, now and I come out for come make a presentation and I talk way to way happen, when are exactly true. And it be important me gonna remember the timeline. That means say when this thing happened, I come up with a video for announcing for people that say Kemende don't die, and I saw the information become where I get them when I hear.
Greetings, fellow Ambazonians. This is Capo Daniel. I have come today to brief you about the assassination in Bamenda of Barrister Henry Kemende. Barrister Henry Kemende, who was a Pan-Cameroonian SDF member of La République Parliament, who was doing so against the wish of our people, was a strong critic of Mr. Paul Biya, and was also against Cameroon prosecution of this genocidal war against Ambazonia. He was assassinated in Bamenda following his kidnapping in Mobile petrol station by 4 Cameroon military French-speaking officers. They approached him while he was filling his jeep.
Did you hear what Capo Daniel said? By 4 military officers from La République du Cameroun.
So Jomba Okoro, it seems like his source of information is my presentation. So I'm the best person who can talk to give him the information. And that one are true because many people already give you information. Now me at the tell them for ground zero, me then give for you. Because I share information them. Most of the benefit now from the network where I don't cultivate them for ground zero. And I get most of the proof. So anyway, now for tell I say it rely now on what you are talking. So I will be the best person for you explain what you are talking and why I be talk those things them at that time. But when I hear very well, I will continue with you talk.
One thing I want you to know is that these military officers that killed Barrister Kemende were not among the regular soldiers dispatched by La République du Cameroun to occupy our land and who were fighting in Bamenda and the environs. No, they were not. These were special forces sent from Yaoundé by the Directorate General of External Research for this specific mission.
So Jomba Okoro, they go further for give the specific office for Cameroon where he claim say that then send people that they can key Henry Kemende. You go expect say for person for be this specific, the person go get some tangible reason for fit draw that conclusion. For get an office. It actually if you go down to know the director, it will be na Colonel Bankwe. Now he run that office. I hope I never make mistake for the office where they call him. But na Colonel Bankwe office that he want to see na Colonel Bankwe send people that they can key Kemende. And let us see the basis where they make that conclusion. then una go judge for una self because they dey talk logic and sense na thing wey any man if he test am. So we will hear wetin wey e dey talk and the basis why e dey make those allegations.
Capo Daniel was aware then. Let's follow again.
With petrol.
So according to Jomba Okoro, I be aware say na Cameroon the special forces them wey dem comot for that Colonel Bankwe office, but wey I no be me aware. Na me this I dey tell una, I was not aware me about this connection. There was no such connection, and it seems like his only source of information now from this video wey I be make am at that time. So EDC come back na for this same video for draw information, for make a conclusion. So basically, I'm the source of everything that he knows. So I am more better placed to inform you people about what happened. So let's listen.
They bundled him, put him inside his jeep, drove him up to Maitunkwen, where he was removed and shot from behind. The bullet penetrated his heart. He was then rushed to the hospital by bystander, where he was pronounced dead. The few words he uttered to the people who carried him to the hospital was identifying his killers as Cameroon military men, and he promised them, he told them he had money in his account. Unfortunately for him, money could not save him. He was pronounced dead as soon as he arrived in a PMI health center in Kwen.
So did you hear that? That before he passed, before he died, Barrister Kemende Henry Gamsi himself, his last words to the people who surrounded him was that he was shot by members of the armed forces of the Republic du Cameroon. These are from the lips of Capo Daniel, not me. This corroborates what I heard from the ground, from intelligence that was gathered at the ground at the time, from hospital sources, from people who happened to, handle him during the last moments before he died. And I'm going to give you another very important element to behold. Follow.
So, make it will be very clear. Jomba Okoro talks he hear from intelligence from the ground, including the hospital. Now, I will tell you because I spoke to the person who carried Kemende to the hospital PMI. I did not even contact the person. The person contacted me because when things happen in Ground Zero, that is how we get information for most of the time. People contact a person that they believe is credible, somebody who will reflect what they say. So I was contacted by this man in Maitu who showed me blood from Kemende. So it was a credible person. And he was there. There were about 5 bike people. He was explaining the story that 2 of them were the ones who brought Kemende. Kemende died before he went to the hospital. Before he went to the hospital, he has bleeded to death. So there was no way anybody in the hospital would hear from him. They would only hear what the people told them. So that is what happened. And what's the way happen? I hear from many sources. First, I hear from people the way they be there for Mobi Nkwen. Some of them call me. I also call people the way I know that they walk around there by people the way they know they for tell me what's the way it happened. So I interview several people then before I make that outing. One thing be very clear. The people the way they be carry Kemende, they be talk for French. They talk for French. And it not be unique. It not necessarily means if some man talk for French na francophone, or if some man talk for French, it means the man na Cameroon army. Why? If you look, even no pity video them, you go hear a soldier they talk for French. Because we don't always be used to say Cameroon their military they use French. So sometimes when you want to talk even in anger, forgive what like you want to show imposed power like a military man, you go talk say allez, dégage. All those type of word them it come naturally. So you not be surprised to say some of the boy they be use French slangs. Kemende ESSF talk for those people, they say that people they talk French. Now in what that way they talk say that people they talk French. They carry military knife. Now they talk that way Kemende talk for the people then that way they carry go hospital. He talk say I beg una take me go hospital, I go pay una get money. Now say they talk now last word and that way he talk am. So when I can talk say Kemende be killed by the Cameroon army. Now because of waiting, ye the Kemende talk say the people they talk French. Now say the people they talk French. Then see the people that will Cameroon army knife. Then see the description for the gun where they carry them. Image description where the Cameroon their undercover army officer they do am for town when they do come out gun they move now this gun where they burn and the AK way he get this iron for back where they burn am. They describe those things for me. I ask them now which kind of gun where they carry them. because Ambazonia gun they carry mixed gun them. They talk say they carry another gun they burn am, e back. Two of those, they give two, they talk say that two of them carry gun. But they be there for day, then how many? Then four be there for day. That is what I heard from Ground Zero. I was not the only one. This is Yerima. Yerima in IG. This is Yerima's statement. No, this is, I want to put you here. This is Yerima's statement where it says that Kemende was killed by Cameroon military people. But I think say many of this group then they just take information from me when I put information for outside because I get the network. Why? Because a Yambe we don't die, we be being the main person for IG their intelligence. He always contact me, he collaborate with me, he used to get information for me. When things they can't access the Capo Daniel, wait it happen, I explain for you. Then they go carry and send IG their information also. So it not be on Yerima information physically be the same one way I began for outside. So the facts I be talking a Cameroon military. It don't mean I say we go die saying only Cameroon military because you need to see evidence and where it come later. If you talk something today, tomorrow new information come, you go change way to way your conclusion for way to way happen. So but maybe we'll continue the video for Jamba Okoro and then I will present on the evidence for who kill Kemende later muna see am. Una compare way to way the talk.
The barrister had contacted me to wish me Happy New Year on the first.
He did. Okay, he contacted Capo Daniel. All right.
Of January, and he.
Yes, as Aranteona, Henry Kemende become a very close friend of mine. I can actually say a friend because sometimes he call me self to make joke. Sometimes when I put things in my status in WhatsApp, he will comment on those things. And this particular time, it will be very, very heartbreaking for me. Why? Because for New Year Day, Senator Henry Kemende called me for wish me Happy New Year. He even make a stick. I don't know what I get and I was on chat group, but he sent me a sticker when I made day. He write and say sense past king. Me and he talk. And then I asked him say, but Hapa, na how things they go. He tell me say they so oh boy, things they worry, they so they track people Cameroon, they monitor a communication. Because Cameroon military then come for a house for Yaoundé. They can interview, then try for interrogate for the accused say it is support struggle. So now why that way he don't change the number. So all the message will be the same for the other phone, it no be the receiver. Now so he give me a new number, say that number this way, anything that you contact me. Then now he way tell me now say this, so he want go for village. My try for call that boy them for day, I go talk for them. So I reach out for the boys and for talk for them. I also talk with Ayabachu, I tell Ayabachu say, Kemende, he don't call me, talk say he want go village. Mu talk me boy, they no worry, he want go na family thing, no be anything politics, he no go campaigning, he go see na family come or come. Wey be normal because I say I don't do for plenty cases and when one people they want go village. Then contact me, I will talk for the boy, the me when I let you know, do one a private try to explain and me they understand. So sometimes we also leave our people, they meet and go back for village, for family purposes, for ceremony, even a church things on dieting, we must facilitate them. So when I be talk for Ayabacho respond, I go come for that one later on. But we will hear wait to Jamba Okoro the try for talk.
He informed me that he had changed his WhatsApp number because he was being monitored by the Cameroon military who are accusing him of supporting the separation of Ambazonia. He told.
Of course, we all know Barrister Kemende was extremely vocal, very, very vocal, not against our liberation movement, like some of those church and bill politicians. He was vocal in the interest of the people of the Southern Cameroons. What interest then would any Southern Cameroonian have had to take out Barrister Kemende?
And that is exactly the very sad thing. Why will anybody kill Kemende or support the killing of Kemende? It's very, very sad. It was just so devastating. No matter the politics, nobody should have killed this pa. But nevertheless, we will continue.
Capo Daniel says it himself that Barrister Kemende told him that he was being tracked by soldiers of the Republic of Cameroon to the point where he changed his number.
Told me that Cameroon officers had visited him in his residence in Yaoundé. That is why he was not available for what in his regular contact on WhatsApp for a while. Greetings, fellow Ambazonians. This is Capo Daniel.
So you heard. So not only was he being tracked, he was even visited. Just like I told you all here a while ago. about the call that I had this 11th of February. So he was even visited and he confided this in Capo Daniel. And of course, he was killed.
Yeah. So when we investigate or we try to know what really happened, because as a human thing, this is not politics. Yes, there is politics, but when somebody is dead, we cannot overlook anything. We must be truthful. We cannot trample on the blood of somebody like this, especially somebody who had loved us, who have sacrificed a lot for we Anglophones, advocating for this our cause in his own way. We cannot play politics or lie. It would just be unconscionable for us to do that. So we must know the truth. That's why I was very clear, transparent. I gave every bit of possible people who could be having interest to kill him. So I put every information as much as we have so that we speak for him when he cannot speak for himself. That is the least we can do. We cannot lie about somebody who is dead. It's not our culture. Otherwise, we should stay quiet. We should not talk. So Kemende was being investigated by the Cameroon military as he confided for me. Then come for a house, come interview he. They come for a house, can interview you for inside the house. Now wait till that way he explain that for me, he talk for me. The fact say he tell me those things that for sure now to what level I feel obligated for speak on his behalf. And that goes with everybody where they talk for me for ground zero. You know, I need to speak on our behalf. So maybe we hear the last thing where he talk him.
When he was killed, Capo Daniel had what he just said to say. But what is curious, because I want to play this one before I say what I know. But what is curious, and before I take each and every one of us to witness about the facts, what the facts say. What is curious is that this is what the same Capo Daniel spoke a while ago now says today.
Number one person which Ayabacho have committed murder against, which I can testify and confirm, is the assassination and murder of Senator Kemende. I was the Deputy Defense Chief of the ADF. I was a spokesperson of ADF. I approached Ayabacho when Kemende arrived in Bamenda to inform him about his plea that he wants to go to his village and that the ADF should allow him access. Instead,
so he was the defense chief. He said he was a senior deputy defense chief and he was in charge of the ground forces. So, is he telling us that he received and passed instructions to the ADF forces on the ground to commit the murder? Let's hear.
So these are some of the childish fallacies where people like Jomba Okoro should know better. Just because I was Deputy Defense Chief does not mean that I am in charge of everything that the ADF is doing. It's just like saying because Sako said that he's president, it means that he's the one signing bills in Ambazonia, producing currency because he says he's government. No. All these titles that we carry, we all know are mainly for projection. Of course, when you are a Deputy Defense Chief or you are the head of any group, you have influence. You can guide what they are saying, what they are doing, but you don't have total control of what they are doing. Even in a contemporary army, just because you are a commandant or you are a general does not mean that you control everything your soldiers are doing. You may have power to give instruction, you may have power to influence, but it does not mean that everything that the soldiers are doing, you are the ones instructing them to do. And we have a command responsibility that when soldiers do something that we do not agree or that we disagree or do not reflect what we had told, tell them to come out to the public and tell the public that this is wrong. What the soldiers have done is not right. And I've done so in several occasions. When the ADF killed this journalist in Bamenda, I came out as a Deputy Defense Chief. I took responsibility and I apologized to our people. But in this case of Kemende, after his assassination or attempted robbery went wrong or kidnapping went wrong, I confronted Ayabacho, who is the president and commander-in-chief. He is the commander-in-chief if you want to follow that ridiculous logic. And I told him that, have you heard, when I was tipped off that the vehicle of Kemende was in the camp of the ADF, I contacted Ayabacho and Ayamba. Because Ayamba, who is in South Africa, is a real person who have the strongest influence that conduct operations for the ADF. And I can prove that in many instances. I can show you even the bomb that was used in Boya was showed. The pictures were all given to me by Eyambe. So he is the one calling the shot of the ADF more than anybody, but he's not on social media. So we know how the command structure work. Even the command structure is not a hard link because we don't pay salaries for those boys. It is more of influence. What influence do you have? What responsibility do you have when the boys carry out atrocity or things that do not reflect your command? You must be able to distinguish, to explain yourself for those things. But when you are in an organization and then something happened, you tell the leader of the organization or somebody who is supposed to be the leader of the organization, and he suspiciously stay quiet. It becomes suspicious, and I need to really be sure. I need to be really be sure that if I decide to take this thing out, now that I'm in that organization, I will have to leave the organization. And I've accounted for those things because we were fighting for a greater good. And I was still in that organization, still fighting. There are many and more opportunities that would have come up for me to be able to get to the bottom of Ayabacho's rule in the killing of Henry Kemende. But as we know, it is what it is. So make a play the audio and I will give one the proof later on. Remove here.
Kemende was killed by the ADF. His vehicle was later found in the camp where the ADF Brigade of Tanka was keeping that vehicle. Based on my communication with Ayabacho, Ayabacho was directly involved in the killing of Kemende. It is a fact that the ADF carried out the execution of...
How was he directly involved? You were the defense chief. Did he instruct you? Did he pass the instructions through you? And then you commanded the boys to execute? That is how we know it's involvement, because you were in charge of the forces. You were...
No, I was not in charge of the forces. Nobody is in charge. People have influence when they are in the same group. People take responsibility and people carry operation. That is how it is in this struggle. But let me tell you why Ayabacho is directly involved. Why my suspicion is that Ayabacho is directly involved. Number one reason is that when I came to Ayabacho, I tell Ayabacho, say, Kemende ran tell me, say, he want passage for go village. Ayabacho, he instinct, wait till he jump for his skin come out, where he impress on me and I say, he talk say me will catch he. Me then catch him, me then holy. Where I immediately deny, I tell Ayabacho, say no, because maybe I don't know whether Ayabacho be done ever talk with Kemende or not, but na my own connection. Kemende no be talk with me because of ego. See, he no first like Ayabacho. He no be ever one. Now one of the people in that way they be very disappointed with me when I joined the Egg of C in the first place. So I tell Ayabacho say no, that one na my man, that one na my pa, na man that way would he do? He contact me even when he do want do he interview them. Kemende he contact me for Kemende they contact me for talk with the consult. So I tell Ayabacho say na my man me the level. So the way Ayabacho go, and then they become from way to way happen. I observe and listen an attempt for kidnapping where it go wrong. Why? Because if they one kind of can kill you immediately, they will kill you for the petrol station when they be meet up, it will be more easy. But then carry can with a rifle my two, and it they say it be the fight with them for inside motor before they shoot you. So now you have to say maybe Ayabacho be talking me then catchy before they go end up killing a killie. So I see that direct link and also based with Ayabacho a history for motivate the boy them for go attack ADF member them. So that is the reason why I think Ayabacho is directly responsible. And I'll be very sure because I also talk for Ayamba and all of the two, they were quiet in a very suspicious manner that makes me to draw the conclusion that these people are behind what happened. Because if you hear say, I tell you like Ayabacho, where I come to for that group, say around here say Kemende moto day for ADF camp. Then you not talk anything. We will say, huh? Really? Now wait it happen. Now soldier, it means say you already know what it happen. So make a play the Jomba Okoro, wait it talk and then we'll conclude. I'll give you evidence.
He'll give you instructions and he'll give you guidelines and you will give instructions for execution. But let's follow.
Kemende. And that is a fact which he cannot deny because I can testify of his connection to that particular crime, which I rejected at that moment where he proposed that Kemende should be arrested. He proposed to me that he should be arrested and he was killed in that process, whether it was done deliberately or not. But the fact that Ayabacho consistently refused to answer my direct question to him during those periods is an indication that he was directly involved in the plot to assassinate Kemende.
So this audio is something I made 1 year ago. I don't know why but we know that it's election time, so the opposition people in Cameroon, they like to see us fighting each other, but we have obligation to respond and to set the record straight. So this is an old record that I play, and you can hear in that audio, I clearly says that the fact that Ayabacho's reaction when I gave him this information, it is an indication for me that he was responsible, and I made the basis for my assessment very clear. So now here.
So know for sure that there have been CPDM people who were eyeing the seat of Kemende, who had bribed ADF soldiers to carry out the assassination. That one we know for sure.
So I be also know very sure, say ADF guide and the way they don't give me indication for ground. Say they try to talk to me then attack Kemende. I know that one for sure because ADF soldier they be done tell me say nothing that way they talk and me they attack Kemende. And this type of thing that happens several times, even with Frundi. They don't get time where they talk to me then key Frundi. Now me I talk say no, we cannot do this. We cannot do this. Yes, we'll get problem with them, but we'll get way for approach them. I don't always be against and fight all these type of things. That is why when I left the egg of sea, I told you people that Ayabacho will be in prison because of what? I know the type of things that I was fighting against in that organization, including a plan for egg of sea member to collect names of people who have money in the diaspora and people in their communities to snitch on them so that they will be kidnapped as a means to raise funds in ground zero. I know all those things that I was fighting against when I was inside that group. That is why when I left them, I know that, okay, now the demonic part of this man will come out. So we're gonna hear.
We know that Ayabacho was involved. Number one.
So you see, between the first clip, where Capo Daniel speaks naturally, fluently, puts the things effortlessly out, and the second clip where you now see him not bothered about being natural, being fluent, but babbling, trying to create connections and to build things that don't really add up. It tells you exactly what this is all about. But now, what do the facts say?
So, for according to John Okoro, now the way where they take and talk, now it make me it conclude say maybe I be talking now because of another reason. So I be talk one very fluently, another one I talk fluently. As a matter of fact, the second clip we play it be more fluent because now audio, it no be in a video. The other one no be fluent. So now contradiction in that way they talk a person way do na ataraku. But all those comments they no matter. What matters is the fact. What are the evidence that are available? Because based on which way John Okoro talk, all conclusion, all information seems to be from my own audio. Yes, he mentioned that he had a conversation with people on the ground, but he cannot point the person because the two people who carried Kemende to the hospital have reached out to one of those guys who don't want his audios to be out there. The guy have said that none of them have ever talked to John Okoro. Never. They don't even trust him in the first place. So I doubt whether he will have those information from the boys on the ground. If he have it, good, but he should be able to tell the same thing that the boys are telling me because it will be the same people. Nevertheless, let us go to the facts now and evidence, which I'm going to also present to you people to know the truth.
And this is about the last thing we're going to say on this broadcast. My people of Ambazonia, don't forget that soldiers of La République du Cameroun based in Bamenda finally did catch up with the 4 individuals who purportedly killed Barrister Kemende. They caught up with the so-called Amber Boys, whom they said killed Barrister Kemende, and they were with the car, with his car that they had taken possession of. They met them at a petrol station. There were 4 of them, and the forces of La République du Cameroun shot and killed all 4 of them. Do you recall? Those reports are there. Search it out. The forces of La République du Cameroun killed all four of them. Usually what happens?
So, when I see, I'll begin play on give one of the evidence for sure now how John Okoro is misinformed and how he's coming to wrong conclusion. So first of all, he talks about the car of Kemende. The car of Kemende was killed on 11th of January. His car was seen and attacked by the Cameroon regular police or gendarme in Sokum filling station on 1 month after. So if the conclusion be being as a Cameroon special unit where they be come up for you they can kill Kemende, they go to do it with the car because na professional them. Military, the way na special forces are highly educated people. You cannot be a special force without having a high level of intelligence. They could have come for an operation, finish the operation and go back to Yaoundé. And they will try to dispose of the car in a way that people cannot recover it. But this was 1 month after the operation, the killing of Kemende. Kemende vehicle was spotted in Bamenda and attacked by the Cameroon military. And it was publicized at that time. This is Mememefor's report about the incidents. This is on the 13th of February. That means more than 1 month after Kemende was killed. It says military gunned down 3 robbers, not 4, 3 robbers. But Jumba Okoro claimed that all of the 4 was killed. No, 3 of them. The men at the underworld had robbed a filling station and were attempting to escape in a car belonging to late Senator Henry Kemende when the soldiers opened fire. If you look at other reports that are more detailed, and I think even in Mimimi Force report, if you click the link, I hope it is still there in her page, you go and read the full story. These ADF guys came to Bamenda. The people who are there, they know them as ADF guys. They came with Kemende vehicle, came to rob a bar. They come for there with a bar with guns, rob people in the bar, take people's mobile phone and money. The Cameroon military checkpoint that was ahead of them were notified. So they lay in ambush. They opened fire, killing 3 of the people. 1 was not dead, who was captured. That one, according to what we heard, released the information about the camp. The 3 of them eventually died. What Jumba Okoro don't know, I'll let him to talk to himself about himself. But listen first, I will get to that. Let us not over repeat things. Let me let him talk.
High profile investigations, eventual capture and killing. The forces of La République du Cameroon would take the corpses of these people they will refer to as Amber Boys and go and display them in a public place and call the population to come and witness them, and they will be identifying them. They will keep their ID cards on them and put their sticks on them and say, these are the people who killed Barrister Kemende. Did they do that? Does anyone anywhere recall that when the forces of La République du Cameroon finally confronted and killed the 4 individuals who assassinated Barrister Kemende, did they display the corpses? Did they? We know how they operate. When they kill people whom they are accused of doing something, the corpses are sure to lie somewhere and everybody will come and see. We saw the corpse of big number displayed on the streets in Batibo, in Guzang, the public place open to pass and stayed there for days. So we saw them display
the evidence say the boy them be na Cameroon military. Now say they not display the boy that die body. We know say when they display boy that die body, no mean na only say na Cameroon military kill them. The people the way they display people that die body, almost all of the time for ground zero, now they be. Now be they display boy that die body, and now usually there's task force. Now why they always talk, they get task force. When we see certain motor, now why they always gather information when Cameroon military then pass, we try to identify now which unit them be involved, so that we will know the type of operation the way they fit carry them. Whether they go fit go stay, or whether na rotation, or whether they go na for go resupply weapons and food. So now Cameroon their special task force then when they then arrive for Kutaba. They used to deploy them sometimes for Bamenda, sometimes they will come for upstation, sometimes they will go for different forward operating bases in military terms before they carry out the operation. So just because na Cameroon they always display their body, missing every time with the key soldier they replace them. Yesterday, Commander Baba for Santa died in a big fight away all man know for that area. Now second in command for General Okoro, they never display their body. It means na Cameroon military. So just because they no display people that their body, no means in a Cameroon military. This particular case, quarter head they be go gather, go talk. They send people them for cancer, they can't carry the dead body, then go bury them. Maybe you Jumba Okoro, you don't know. But these are small things that you fuck up or you come for social media, you talk things and way. You don't know just because you want to try to can make some type of argument with Capo Daniel.
The remains of General Bitakola in the public place and call people to come, not in the bush, not in the forest, at a petrol station, which means in town. Fought with them, killed them. But what happened is that when they, after killing them, when they went out to identify them, they realized that they were soldiers of La République du Cameroon.
And how do you know that? So, fellow Ambazonian, let me leave that, leave Jumba Okoro to himself. We all know that he's not somebody who is credible. He says things just because he's fighting Capo Daniel. They want to fight, damage my credibility because he don't want me to. It's all about leadership because the solution we are proposing is what can help us as a people. But nevertheless, we need to answer. I have to give you people proof. The first thing is that when Henry Kemende was killed, who killed Henry Kemende? I've played video of his driver or work boy who knows Kemende, who recounts what happened. So now it's time to give evidence. Let me now give evidence for everybody to hear. I have played this video before for the sake, not for reputation, but so that people can hear with their own ears. This is Kemende's boy. Let me play for him to recount who killed Kemende. And then we'll go back.
Yesterday, around 3:30, I closed from work. Yes, I closed for work. Go back for house. Go reach house. My boss still called me back. Say, well, come back home. Can't take motor, go buy me more. I come back, can't take motor, go down for Commercial Avenue, buy me more. Come back, I meet you. Around 5:30, we'll leave his front door. He said he wait to a friend them. I go me back for house. Then afterward, they call me, they tell me, say, no, they don't shoot per. As I come, we go reach for hospital. They should say, come out for house, so I go leave work around 7:30. Go leave work around 7:30. After that happened. And then, presently, we don't know play motor. They shoot it, they take a motor, go with them. And then, they take a phone. They use the phone for some few hours, go for around past 10 for night. The phone they today online. Where they show say they still use the phone. And they walk away, go leave them. We never hear get the whereabout. We don't know whether I see the alarm.
So, another here, now testimony that for family person where it work for Kemende, now the boy picture that, it explain how we then kill Kemende, they even use the phone later on. He also confirms that and take Kemende in Motogo and for camp. Now, how can we know that these boys were ADF boys or it relate to Ayabacho? Now I'm going to play before never release audio. This is Barrister Akum. They call him Metro Akum. If you see his face today, in number, I'm not going to publish in number, but this is Metro Akum. He was kidnapped the next day after Barrister Kemende was killed. He was taken to the ADF camp where Barrister Kemende vehicle was seen, was spotted, and I was given the information that it was in that camp. So this is information confirmed the information that an informant in the camp gave to me. And this is his explanation. This audio he gave me, you can see our communication. I don't want to show very details, but this is his recount after he was released from the ADF camp. So these are evidence. What Jumba Okoro is talking, I just talk. So if I'd be talking a Cameroon military, then evidence and come like this one. How I go do talk against a Cameroon military? Kill it. That one will be trampling on the blood of Kemende, which I cannot do that. And if Jumba Okoro the fear God, Onamawe get honor, he too go respect the blood of Henry Kemende. This is Maitre Akum, a Batibo man who was kidnapped by the ADF and taken to that same camp. I'll play audio. Originally, why I be the talk for Barrister for Maitre Akum now? Because I be yesterday ran kidnap Maitre Akum. go time for ADF come. I intervene. Why? Because now one of the lawyer then this way they represent our political prisoner them. So when I yesterday ran catch, I said this is not acceptable. I intervene. And eventually he was released. And in his explanation of what happened, he now revealed that he was an eyewitness of the killers of Kemende and where his vehicle was. So I will play the audio Meguna here.
Thank you very much, Capo Daniel. It's really a really embarrassing thing that those who we are fighting every day were in court fighting to get the boys released, and they were the ones being suffering. Actually, when they came to my house, it was more of armed robbery. That is because the way they entered, into my room at gunpoint, threatening to shoot me, search my house, remove money. I think about close to 350,000. Collected phones, collected everything. Got keys of all the other cars, got me, and kept on saying they will kill me as they killed Kemende because Kemende was ready and they will finally bundle me to somewhere in Bafut. I will not know. Got to Bafut, all money in my phone collected. Just the voice was so brutal, and luckily, I don't know by whose intervention, one of the person who is called General came in the afternoon and told me to leave. And I really saw disappointment in the young people's faces. And my wife's car is still there, keys of the other cars are there, my phone, everything. It's really, really bad. If that's what the revolution is, that's really embarrassing. I explained to them how I'm in court every day, doing the cases. They will not listen. They're more interested in material gain.
So this is the barrister, Maitre Akum Michael, talking. He was talking about something else, and then he buzzed that one. So it's something that he was be plan. He don't talk about what to be happen for you. Then that information come out. He don't talk am. So now here, and now me I be intervene me the release it because I know say that boy na ADF boy them. How I don't know because from my intervention you go know who you talk for them. So I intervene talk. Me tiger go for them me the release it. Now say the release it just like how I intervene for many people. It's the same like the barrister who was. The judge that was kidnapped. I also intervene. I find out who is the person who take him. They give me information. I try to put pressure so that the person should be released because it is the right thing to do. When those boys then catch people that this one, and they also do them even for their own interest because if they don't release these people, usually they expose their location to these people and then they eventually get killed. So this is the fact. This is an eyewitness confirming a day after. This is just on the 12th. After the kill Kemende, the next day is still fresh. A barrister was there, seeing the people there. They talk about Kemende in front of him. So that is what happened. These are evidence. What Jomba Okoro is talking is his own interpretation and whatever. And if he's a sincere person, he should know. And if you be the doubting that ADF kill Kemende, because there are people who are blinded by partisanship, they are blinded by our ideology that their blood does not mean anything for them again. You should clear your eye. Do not have a stain in your soul to trample on the blood of the innocent. So,
upon my release, I discovered that it was a mambo after the Caliph hospital down. That's his mambo. His mambo. This guy's in mambo. They have a general who is called White Tiger, something like that, who was shot, and is moving on crushes. That's the person who came and said I should be released. That's the my car is the keys are there, phone still there. I don't know how to get them. Mambo, and from all indication the boys are boys who formerly with the cross and die in Tanka.
So that is what happened. That is the truth. This is an eyewitness testifying of what happened. Identifying the car, identifying the killers. This is a direct link to the ADF on who killed Senator Kemende. This is not acceptable for anybody who says that you are fighting for our people after you know what Kemende have done for our people, the sacrifices this man have given as a public servant for you to play with his blood. Jomba Okoro, you should be ashamed of yourself. And anybody who supports Ayabacho and Egg of Sea, that you are unable for the blood of Kemende to even shake you. But it will not be surprising because we have seen many blood spilled by the ADF and people still try to cover up and pretend that they don't know what they are doing. There are many other audios I can play to bring to our people. There are many. I can play. This is a group I have fight a lot of bad things in the ADF. When I tell you people that ADF and Boko Haram, there is no difference. Don't think that I'm joking. I'll play you an audio for JC, the commander of Tanka, planning to commit atrocity, mass killing in Bamenda because he wants to stop Brassaris. Even when he is receiving money from Brassaris people. I don't want to name names of people in Bamenda who are giving money to him to sell Brassaris in their bar. Listen to him.
Because from when Cameroon comes on, Bafune, if you don't take money or whosoever don't take money from Queen, I go stop Brassaris on Queen. Them so make something with people, they will give man Brassaris but so he go fear for taken for that very Queen. If not today, tomorrow. Yes. Them say go be Naraka way the whole world, journalists, they go sing them. I go make something way, they no go be na 1 man, 2 man, 3 man. Them say for make and make some people they know say we don't sacrifice for war. Them say any of that bad way they say so I could drop for some 1, 2. Them say no be that way then they talk so they shoot bullet go take a journalist. Spray bullet direct for people they asking. Me they talk say yes, like 10 people don't die for the bar, 5 die for that one, 6 die for that one, like 20 day hospital.
So now ADF commander, this is the plan for use mass murder for intimidate people then for instant Queen. Me they no begin drink Brassaris. The same Brassaris they sell them for instant Mancon for big bar them, they pay money for it. So this is not people who are looking for money to buy guns to fight La Republic. It is their own greed. They want to collect money because they don't want other forces to collect money in Queen. So if Nabafu don't collect money for them, they will kill them. But the one way they don't collect money for Mancon, they no go kill that one them. So this is what is happening. In the Hague of Sea, go now to the Hague of Sea, just before I left the Hague of Sea. Hague of Sea members that you know who stand on social media, they were gathering names of people in the diaspora, cultural organization of our Southern Cameroon Anglophones in the diaspora, snitching on their classmates who have money in the diaspora to pass it to soldiers to kidnap them for ransom. Go and ask. Go and ask. That is what ADF was doing in the name of liberation tax. And I was the one suppressing all those policies. Sometimes it is generated from the ground, which I know sometimes I have actually tell soldiers that mean and tell with things them. I am by the tell soldiers that mean and tell with things them because if you say if na soldier then talk and we go believe and we go just follow them. And I've always stand even against when it is soldiers who bring up those ideas. That's why it was predicted for me when I told you people that I'm leaving Hague of Sea like this. The next thing is Ayabacho will take them to prison. It happened exactly because that is a lion does not change their color. The only reason they changed it was because of my influence. That is the only reason. Remember Tapang Ivo was telling people break all bridges, kidnap people from the diaspora before I joined the Hague of Sea. Kidnap people from diaspora. Did you people hear? You thought it was a joke? They wanted to kidnap you. You for nothing. And when I came there, I said, you must fire Tapang Ivo. You must fire Tapang Ivo before I walk here. Because I know that it will be indication that they will follow the policy that I bring. And the policy that I brought was fighting against kidnapping for ransom. When even Regina Monde was arrested, all of them was came in, hey, we'll take the 40 million where they offer them. I said, God forbid, no. I went to social media and demand for the release of Fongalafo against Ayabacho, against all of them, against Benedictwa. All of them wanted to receive money that the children of Maramunde was offering 40 million through their friends, some directly from the USA. And I tell them this is not about money. But still, they still go behind my back to do the same thing. So I know the monsters we are dealing with. But sometimes when we are fighting for the common good, we overlook those things and we try to fight and manage them so that our people can have a chance through this fighting to gain something. But when they cross the line like this, we must be able to account for them. Why would Jomba Okoro come in to rewrite history? Henry Kemende was killed by the ADF. It was killed by the ADF. I told Ayabacho that his car was in the ADF camp. The United Nations, this is a report from Human Rights Watch. This is a report from Human Rights Watch. So the ADF has seen this report. You cannot tell me that they are not aware. It says that what? 2 separatists fighters with rifles broke into my home. On the floor, shoot gun like this. Is the lawyer said that his adopter allegedly that were kidnapping him were the ones that kidnapped Kemende, who killed Kemende. So this is in the Human Rights Watch. Nobody can say that you did not see Human Rights Watch because it talks about things like that. So you, even if Ayabacho can say that he did not hear from me, can you say that he did not hear from the Human Rights Watch? The Human Rights Watch is a credible organization. So Jomba Okoro, what are you talking about? When you talk about evidence, what is your evidence? You are even claiming that it was, they said the officer we know is torturing Cameroon. You know, we don't play with people's life like that. We don't play with people's life. I'm ashamed. You should be ashamed of yourself, Jomba Okoro. But it doesn't surprise me at all, given your history in this struggle. The consortium said they have fired you like the chairman now. So, my people, these are the facts, and you should be able to distinguish between facts. It's not because somebody come and make a presentation and talk nicely, then you just take what they say for them. Go and do a research. What I've said is out there. If it was not the ADF who killed Kemende, they could have come and addressed the issue. How did Kemende's vehicle found itself in the ADF camp in Mambo, a camp that is connected to Cecilia Amabo, who is a Bafut girl, and she's dating Ayabacho? What is happening with the ADF that only Ayabacho and Ayamba, these are the two people in that mafia who are doing most of those things? There are other people who continue up with them. So I know how the structure is built. If ADF was fighting truly for our people and our identity, why their hatred towards SDF is so bad, so much? Ask yourself, if ADF was truly fighting and collecting all this money, the time I was with the ADF, they raised how much? Go and calculate, because they were not doing like Sako, who collect 10,000 and said that you collect 40,000. ADF, AGOFC was very honest when I was with them, because I insisted that we should be honest about the amount of money that are coming in. Go and calculate how much they raised. It will go close to $1 million. What did they do with that money? There are camps that I brought into the ADF, they never gave money. Even Vela Franklin, the money they contribute to buy weapons to ADF in Bui, those money never reached. Now that General Efang is dead, why they don't invest money in General Capo if they were truly fighting for Ambazonia? For the whole time I was with them, the only weapon we bought, they say, oh, they give 30 million here, 40 million here, it disappear. Pascal Kiki, then give them money, then go cash the money, seize them. Story upon story. I came and said, okay, give me only few millions. I want to buy AK for camp for General Hassan. When I give the money for me, in my hand. They gave that money. I said, talk and do. He go to ground one, bought the weapons, came and handed those weapons. You people saw it on video. Why can they not do the same thing like that to other camps? All money must go now for Ayamba, then go for Mama Wali, then that money go can end how. Now only Ayabacho know how the money did go and Benedictwa. That's why you people saw me. I was reluctant to join them when they do their raising fund. I'm always very reluctant. I don't just come and do it because there were just too much suspicions. I have groups on the ground who are asking for weapons. Weapons never came. Ask even the forces in Boyo. Ask Arike. No, Arike is no more. They ask State Council. He will call me and beg with Gola. Say, Capo, you been our countryman. I beg. Get some. When I buy even a 1 AK, I will go talk for Yabacho. They go ton. So money no go ever go for any force for ground zero. Why? Is it not suspicious? Okay, look at Bui. Bui people are already attacking La Republic for real. Not the fake ADF. Look at No Mercy, the ADF commander in Jakiri. He will go there and sabotage 20 May, do all those things. Why can they not invest money in him? For over 1 million that US dollar that they have collected from people, if they give no mercy in Bui, just 5% of what they have collected, they will change the whole of Bui. Why are they not able to do that investment? Why? They go give them only money they fit take and chop am. Capo go there for they work and knock head they love it. So make gonna stop the mafia. Make gonna stop the mafia. Now our people they die. They kill our people then. We will prolong the war because people the way they benefit for the war, they will benefit at the expense of our people. Yesterday, 2 people then they moved them for the house inside Bali. Now I picture this. 2 people, man for church. Now it is. These 2, look at this woman. Yeah, and the man. They move them for Balide, for inside their house, execute them, summarily execution. You have heard Lucas as to say, according to their law, their rules, they carry out summary execution. Now Lucas Mumudi talk am. They can't talk say pay your tax, you must pay your tax for all man. People they no first get work for chop, they ask them pay tax. Una fit say they the joke. When boy they go ask cash people of Gan Zero, they talk na 70. Say una need the support struggle. You know the correlate for una with rate with the egg of seed they do am. No person, not the way you be human being, you love God. Unless something don't shake for your brain, you feel support egg of seed. No. Nobody can still support the fighting on the ground now. Based on the attack of the boys against our own people. No normal person can do that. You can't. Even when they carry out successful attack, I don't support it anymore because it only emboldens kidnappers. It only emboldens those who are oppressive against our people. We cannot do that. But they'll have their day. They'll have their day. Reality will catch up with them eventually. God bless you all. May the blood of Senator Kemende not rest, but haunts not just his killers, but those who enable his killers and those who are trampling on his blood. For what reason? For what reason? There is God, and God will speak. He will have the last say.